1 year later, it has been a real exciting ride. Getting to have my loved ones here by my side. Teenage me would love to find a reason to why, cause I'm shy now. This version of Joel wants to be your dog and guide. Another new season of Not Your Average Joel starts right now.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Not Your Average Joel. So, as y'all can tell, I'm not at my house. I am out here in my friend Devin's car. We're actually going to do a fun episode with y'all. And before I tell everybody what the episode is about, I want to welcome him back to the channel and thank you for having me in your car.
Well, thank you for having me today.
Yes, absolutely. And today is going to be a really fun episode, and I hope that y'all enjoy it too, because I feel like this is something that many people love, this topic. And I've known Devin for a long time. I've known him for almost 15 years. And one thing that I can say about him is that I know he loves Nintendo. And so I thought it would be fun to do a topic on Nintendo. So that's the topic of the day, is on Nintendo. I told him that I was going to be getting like a Yoshi shirt. So I got my Yoshi shirt over here. I know you can't see the full thing. But he's got his Bowser shirt, repping Bowser, and the little Koopas that are with him.
That's right.
So, and I saw, as long as I've known him, I've known that we've talked about Nintendo all these years. There are some years where he'll dress up as Mario. Even to this day, he'll still dress up as Mario. I've dressed up as Yoshi in my past a couple of years. And there's even, of course, as y'all know, there's this new movie of the Super Mario movie that came out earlier this year, which I know he can admit that he's seen it how many times in the theater before it went out?
4 to 5.
Man, so 4 to 5 times. I didn't see it once in the theater. I did see it finally not too long ago on my phone, watched it on Peacock. So, and it was really good. I thought it was, they did the job well. I know that we've heard about it for years, and it finally came out. And I think they did a really good job with it. I thought the music was good. It was like a clean movie, which is almost unheard of nowadays. Where it's just family friendly and just nostalgic. I guess it makes you kind of feel like like you're on a time machine and you go back as a kid, like kind of enjoying the stuff that we used to play or still play to this day.
Right.
So, yeah, I thought that the movie was really good. Do you feel like they did the movie really good?
They did the movie amazing.
Yeah, and I don't feel like this is like too much of a spoiler, but are you excited for the little like sequel that they're gonna do to it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know it probably take a little bit, but I'm definitely excited for that as well.
I'm looking at 2025.
Yeah, it'll probably be at least the couple years before they can get it all out there. So, yeah, I'm definitely excited for that. So, I'm sure that many other people love it as well, and are excited for it too. I do have a little game that I want to play with Devin, but I do have a few questions that I'm going to ask him before we play the game. So, recently he actually took a trip to Charlotte. And it's in relation to Nintendo. So I already asked him earlier, but I'm gonna ask him again for the viewers to hear this. What were you doing in Charlotte?
So when I went to Charlotte, I went ahead and visited the actual actor who plays Mario, along with Luigi, Wario, Waluigi, Baby Mario, Baby Luigi, and more characters that he's played in the past.
Yeah, and this was your second time to see him?
Yes, in person.
Yeah, and how was that, getting to see him? Was the line long waiting to see him?
Very long.
Yeah, I'm sure it was, because I'm sure he was like one of the biggest people that were there at, was it Comic-Con or something like that?
Yeah, it was the Charlotte Convention Center.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, I bet that was nice getting to see him again. And I saw the little picture that you had with him, and I saw the first one that you did. How long ago was that one?
2019, so 4 years.
Yeah, so, and where was that one at? Birmingham? Or
yeah, it was actually the Alabama Con.
Okay, nice. So, yeah, so he got to meet him twice. That was like, I'm sure that was definitely the highlight of your trip to Charlotte. That was the I guess the reason why you went to Charlotte
My
as well.
main reason and probably only reason. Because other than that, I don't really see myself really going to Charlotte for anything.
Yeah.
Unless if it was something like really important.
Yeah. I think the only time I've been to Charlotte is flying there, like as a connection flight,
Exactly.
which I guess we did coming back from LA, but we were only there for a whole like 15 minutes because I think we had to go straight to our next plane and load that plane and fly back home. So
Right.
so yeah, there's a few things to do in Charlotte, but it really ain't much. It's not worth driving that long, or like I'm sure there's better cities out there.
Oh yeah,
So-
way definitely. So I would take like any time of my life just to go see him again, because he's like one of the most important people of my life, even like to this day, and like because he's pretty much like my childhood. Because I mean, I've been playing like everything of his since I was in diapers.
Yeah, so that makes sense. Yeah, it's kind of like a childhood hero that you've been
Exactly.
wanting to meet, and you've gotten the opportunity not once but twice. So,
Exactly. And if he's around closer to where we live at, then I'll go see him again.
yeah, that would be awesome.
Mhm.
So yeah, hey, that shows how committed he is even to like the Mario games and Nintendo and all of that. That he would drive 6.5 hours. Is that how long it took to get there?
Yes.
Yeah, so 6.5 hours to get to Charlotte to see the guy that's the voice of Mario, as well as other characters that I didn't realize that he was he I guess was voicing for. So that's
Yeah, he's
awesome.
been doing it for about 30 plus years.
Yeah. So basically our whole lives.
Yeah,
So
but unfortunately he went ahead and stepped down, and now he's the ambassador for Nintendo now, for Mario. So,
nice. So yeah, so I'm sure he's making good money, even stepping down. I'm sure that there will be somebody that it won't be the same, but there will be somebody I'm sure that will take its place and do the
Yeah.
job well.
exactly, like how you said, it's not going to be the same, but you know, just to know that they're still making his games is really important. So,
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
but he said like he's not giving up on like being Mario, because he's gonna like show his expression for Mario wherever he travels and does conventions in the future.
Yeah. Did he do a little bit of talking like before y'all got to meet him, or did you ask him this kind of question? Like, did you just talk to him for a little bit?
Yeah, I
or-
talked to him for a little bit, because I know like you only can go but so fast, because there's like other people that's wanting to do the same. But you know, sometimes you have to get what you need and keep it moving. But he's a wonderful person. Like, you know, ask him a simple question, he's very polite about it. You know, he's really great when it comes to meet and greets, and you know, he always does really great with his voice. Yeah, so I just love it when he does that every time. And like even in the movie, like he wasn't the actual voice of Mario, he was like Mario's dad and Jumpman. Like, you know, but it was like, you know, it was nice of what he did, and I'm glad that Nintendo took time to put him in the movie, like, because he's like the main highlight of Nintendo.
Yeah. Yeah, he really is. He's a huge part of it, and he's been around for all this time, so he deserved to have some part in the movie.
Yes.
And it sounds good. It's good to hear that he's like a down-to-earth kind of guy, because that's very unheard of when you think of someone that's well-known or famous.
Right, because nowadays it's like famous people are just like a little full of themselves, but he's not like that at all. He's like very humble, and he loves his fans, and he cares about people, and he's so polite when it comes to his fans and people in general. It's just, he's just a great person overall, like when you get to meet him, if you ever get to meet him one day.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe one day I'll get to have the opportunity, especially if he comes closer to Birmingham. That would be awesome.
Right. Who knows? He may actually will, because I mean, he made his way over here before. So,
Yeah.
But I showed him a picture from the past, like when we took that picture in 2019, and he was like, "Whoa, I had shorter hair back then," because he has long hair now.
Yeah.
So, but you know, I showed him that, and he was like, I was like, "Where was that at?" I was like, "That was in Alabama." I was like, "Oh, that's right." I was like, "You travel to so many places, sometimes you forget where you went."
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm sure he's been to many places and just loses track of it all.
Yeah, like inside the U.S. and sometimes out the country, and you know.
Yeah.
And he's meeting so many people, like millions of people, every time he crosses path, like at conventions. So,
Yeah. So I'm glad to hear that you had a good time overall.
I love that guy. Like literally, like ever since I was 2 years old, like it was just something about it. Like it's been stuck with me that to play Mario games and just have his voice in my mind constantly playing his video games and him being Mario along with Luigi. Well, of course Wario and Waluigi too, but you know, mainly Mario and Luigi because, you know, he's like, you know, they're like the headlights of Nintendo, Mario and Luigi, but mainly Mario, so.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm glad to hear that it all went good and that he was just as nice as he was the first time that you met him.
Yeah, and he's really great with his impressions and, you know, voicing the other three. So.
Yeah, did you got to hear some of that in person?
Oh yeah, but mainly he just does Mario.
Yeah.
So.
Do you have a good Mario impression?
Maybe after
the spot.
Well, maybe after the clip.
Yeah, maybe after the clip.
Yes.
I don't think I have a good one. I can just only think of like, it's a me, Mario. But that wasn't even that good. But yeah, that's probably the best you're gonna get, people. So.
Well, let me go ahead and do it for you guys.
Yeah, while we're at it.
It's a me, Mario.
That sounded better than what I could do. I'm over here. Yoshi don't even have a good. I don't think I can even do good with Yoshi.
Yeah, you gotta be really good with that.
Yeah, it's like Yoshi. Which not definitely.
And then even like your shirt, like I just love Yoshi in general because it's just his voice right now is like when you hear him, I'm like, you just think adorable.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, it's like his voice is so soft and pleasant, and you just want to squeeze him and hug him.
Yeah, it's like that's what I think of too. Like whenever I hear him, it's just like, oh, like you just want to like give him a big hug.
I know, and I'm like every time he makes like just like any kind of sound, it's just like, oh,
yeah, it's like
I love him.
Yeah, it's like it's okay. Yeah, I'll give you a hug.
Exactly.
So yeah, that kind of actually leads me to a question I want to ask of like when you were a kid. Like, what was a character that you would always choose when it comes to, like, a game, let's just say, like, Mario Kart 64 or Mario Party? And I guess, like, a second question to that is that character, like, the same character that you would choose today?
Well, I guess, like, I would always pick Mario because he was my favorite character.
Yeah.
Like, Mario Kart and Mario Party, of course, I always picked Mario because he was my main person to play. But as I got older and, like, I wanted to branch out, even though it is Mario, you know, regardless of Mario Kart, Mario Party, whatever his games are, I picked other people too. But he was always my go-to person.
Yeah. Because
it was just something about it that I just liked being Mario.
Yeah.
But Luigi would be a close second. So, and then, of course, I love Yoshi. Yoshi's like, you know, top tier. I love Yoshi.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he's kind of hated, but, you know, who cares what they think?
Yeah, so, haters are going to hate.
Exactly. Like, Yoshi is the bomb. Yoshi's the bomb. So
yeah, so now like these games, because you have a Switch, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, do you still choose like Mario and Luigi and all of them?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Like I play Mario Party Superstars to this day, and like I go to Mario a lot, but I branch out and go to other people as well.
Yeah.
So, and same for even like Mario Kart on the Deluxe. Like I don't play it as much as I did like with Mario Kart 64, Mario Kart Double Dash, and Mario Kart Wii and all that. But I would go to like Mario or like even like the other characters that were on there.
Yeah.
Well, you know, now, you know, they're going on their last characters for their Booster Course Pass, and you know, now they're adding Funky Kong in there, and I think a lot of people are going to be on that, and Diddy Kong, of course, and I know a lot of people are a fan of Pauline.
Oh yeah.
So, and then they surprised with Peachette, and like, does anybody really play her like that? So
yeah.
That's just like another Peach or another Toadette. So
yeah, basically, that's what it sounds like.
Well, I think mainly they probably just picked her because they wanted another girl.
Yeah, just to add more female characters into the mix of it all.
Exactly. So, but yes, to answer your question, yes, Mario would probably be my main person I would go to.
Yeah.
Even like Super Smash Brothers, like I would go to like my record is like Mario's like the highest person I have, like in kills and just anything in general. But I go to a lot of other people on there too. So
yeah, that I like that. I think I'm pretty consistent. Like when it comes to when I was younger, I was always Yoshi. To this day, I still choose Yoshi, but there are times, maybe 5% of the time, I'll choose somebody different. Like, depends on the game.
Right.
Like, if it's Super Smash Brothers, Kirby is like Kirby's my guy. Kirby, or even, I like Luigi on there. I like, or even like if I think of like Mario Baseball. I love playing like the powerful ones like Donkey Kong or Bowser. You know they're gonna get a good home run.
Exactly.
They're always known for their power hits. So it depends, but I will say for the most part I've been pretty consistent with Yoshi. And if I had a close second, I would say either like Luigi or Toad.
Toad's a good one.
Yeah, I like Toad. Toad's a pretty good one, but Yoshi I think will always be number one. Hence why I wore this shirt.
Look, I know this is your podcast, but can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Okay, so Toad, like, what do you think of his voice from like Mario Kart 64 to now?
Are you talking about like in the movie, or are you talking about just on video games?
Well, that's a good one too. Like how he sounded in 64.
Yeah.
And then like how he sounds now in video games and even in the movie.
Okay. I actually feel like I like his voice better back then. Like I just like whenever he would get hit in Mario Kart, like just the way he yells. Like
I know.
"Ah!"
It was so funny when he does that. And when he says, "I'm the best."
Yeah, see, that's what I love
Yahoo!
too. But now I feel like his voice is okay. The movie, I was kind of surprised by his voice. I don't know why. I was kind of hoping like a younger person would be playing his voice.
That kind of sounds like in the movie they were kind of like going back to like the older him,
Yeah.
like his older voice, because it was more like a actiony like.
Yeah. So I would say out of the old versus new, I like his voice better in the old days.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you like his older voice, or are you
I
okay
do.
with his new voice too?
I mean, I like even though it's voiced by a woman, but you know,
Yeah.
I like his voice because sometimes like his reactions are little small little quotes that he does.
Yeah.
They're kind of funny. So
Yeah, like, Yahoo! Is that
Right.
him too? I feel like.
Right,
But yeah, I
right.
like that. I'm the best.
I know. And then when he screams, when he's like
Yeah, whenever he
falling
gets
off,
hit or something.
or like falling off.
Yeah.
Like it's always in Rainbow Road is where they always fall.
Yeah, Rainbow Road is where it's at.
So
And that's a place of death. If it was a reality,
I know.
like a real world thing.
if anything Mario Kart is good at is Rainbow Road and you know all the Rainbow Roads that they have. It's
Yeah.
like where you fall. So I think one of the worst ones is in Mario Kart 64 of course. Double Dash was okay, and then the Wii was like, oh my gosh, that Rainbow Road, like I felt like I couldn't even do it.
Yeah, on the Wii, whenever you played Mario Kart, did you still use a GameCube controller, or did you actually use the Wii controller
I couldn't use
and like
that.
held it sideways?
I couldn't use that Wii thing. How are you supposed to drive with that? Like, it's better just to use the controller. Like,
Yeah.
not the actual Wii controller, but a GameCube controller. It's so much easier to maneuver
Yeah.
and drive and all that. But like doing all this steering and all that, you can't even control it too well.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like you had more. I feel like you had more control of your driver with the GameCube controller for sure.
Exactly. I use it at times, but I wasn't really fond of it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was curious as far as like characters, like who are some of your favorites, and I feel like some of mine are some of yours too, like as far as Yoshi and Luigi.
Yeah.
Those were like some really good ones.
Right.
As far as like games, I know we've talked about a few games already, but like what were some of your favorite ones that you used to play or still play?
Like in the past?
Yeah, it could be past and present. Like if you want to talk about some that you used to play Nintendo 64 all the way to now.
Well, it's kind of like how they're doing it like right now. Like the 64, of course, it had Smash Brothers, had Mario Kart, Mario Party, Mario Baseball, Mario Golf, like all the Mario spin-off games. Like I played all of them pretty much as growing up. And you know, as like they were making different consoles, I would still play those as well because they would always make the same ones, but except they would just be on their console. But mainly my go-to game like then was Mario Kart Double Dash. I love
that
Mario
was
Kart
a good
Double Dash.
one.
And then like that was on the GameCube. On the Wii, of course, it would be Mario Kart Wii.
Oh yeah.
I love Mario Kart Wii. And then Smash Brothers, I love Smash Brothers on all of them.
Yeah, they were all good for real.
Now the only Smash Brothers I really didn't play was the one on the Wii U.
Oh yeah.
I heard the Wii U wasn't good, so that's why I decided not to get that console.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever played anything on the Wii U before. To be
I know, and
honest.
it's got Mario Kart 7 on there, and I'm like, eh.
Yeah.
Well, it's a 7 or 8, either or.
Yeah.
But like I said, like I don't think it really didn't do too well in sales. I think that was like one of the lowest Nintendo consoles out there.
Yeah, and then they went over to Nintendo Switch, and then everybody got back on board.
And people are still buying that.
Oh yeah.
And they're about to bounce on this Nintendo Switch too.
Yeah,
So,
I haven't heard about that one.
Next year, that's what they're saying. It's like, since the Switch has been out for like 6 years or something like that. So usually they go about like 6 years or less or whatever. But
yeah.
So, but yeah, that and then on the Switch right now, like my favorite game, of course, right now is Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Okay, nice.
Smash Brothers Ultimate. I love Mario Party Superstars, even though they didn't give enough content, but I still enjoy playing it.
Yeah.
But my go-to all the time is Smash Brothers Ultimate. I love that game so much. It's just something about it. It relaxes me. It calms me. Like even when I'm getting off work after a long day, or just like I'm like, I want to play the video game right now, and that's my go-to game right now.
Nice.
So
yeah, I think like I don't have a Nintendo Switch, but when we were on our family vacation in Florida, my sister Melissa brought hers, and we ended up playing Mario Party while we were there, and that's the only game that I played on Nintendo Switch, and it was really good. I enjoyed the game.
the newer one or the older one?
I guess the newer one. I feel like it had like different rules than like the normal Mario Party. Like I mean, I think you had to have the most stars.
Yeah.
But I feel like there was something different about it. Like you can have allies or something like
That's Super Mario Party.
Oh, that's what it is, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one where you use the actual like the game,
Yeah,
the
little,
Switch
like,
controller.
Yeah. And it was like the little thing, like a little controller.
Yeah, and then you have to like move it to hit the dice block.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, that's Super Mario Party.
Yeah, that one we played that, and it was actually pretty fun. I liked it overall, but that's the only one I'll play. So I won't I won't be like I know everything about Nintendo
That
Switch.
one lacks content too.
Yeah, so I think my answer would be more on like the older days, as far as 64, GameCube, and the Wii are the ones that I mainly played. If I had to say like maybe some of my favorite ones from 64, definitely the Mario Party games, even the ones where like I remember this one when I was thinking about questions, I was thinking about this mini game. I don't know if you remember it, but it was one where you had to like twist the back of like a Shy Guy, and like but you had to like use like the palm of your hand right here.
Oh yeah.
And it would hurt your hand using that little thing, and like you have to see who's like Shy Guy goes the farthest.
That's like the Tug of War game on Mario Party.
Oh, that one too. Yeah, where it's like
'Cause
you had to use. It's like
Nintendo got sued off of that.
Yeah, it's like, oh my gosh, you'd be scraping off skin off of the palm
Like
of your hand.
your skin would get irritated and all that.
Mhm.
So yeah, they got sued for that. But I know they put that game in the newer one.
Yeah.
But it warns you to, that, you're gonna be doing that.
Yeah, that's a painful one. But I was thinking about that one, even though it's still one of my favorite ones, like Mario Party 1 through 3, I guess, was on the 64.
Yeah, those are the good ones.
Yeah, I love those. Even though nowadays when we look back on it, we're thinking like, oh my gosh, the graphics are like crap. But when we were kids, we watched those things.
Exactly.
And it's like, oh my gosh, the graphics are amazing. Like, we love it. Like, even Mario Tennis. I loved Mario Tennis.
Oh, yeah.
And Mario Golf. Like, whenever you would hit a good shot, it's like, nice
the one on
shot.
the one on the Wii. I mean, on the GameCube.
Yeah, well, that one, and I feel like was there one on the 64 also, I think?
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like they were both pretty good.
Yeah, and the one on the GameCube, the music was absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
Like,
and the graphics was so much better too.
Yeah, I'm just like, you can just party to this music all the time.
Yeah, it's like it's nighttime and you see Peach's castle and a rainbow. It's like, okay, now give that to me in real life.
Their music was like way better back then than it is now.
Yeah, that was the prime time.
And then now when you hear it, it's like, oh my gosh, nostalgia.
Yeah, and wants to take you back to like your teenage days or preteen.
Just go on and groove it.
Yeah, so definitely I loved Mario Tennis, Mario Golf, and Super Smash Brothers definitely was my game too.
Yes.
Kirby from day one, like even he's been on all these other ones. That's been my go-to usually.
Right.
Like GameCube, same thing. Like Mario Party, they started bringing like Mario Baseball, and I mean they even brought in. There's even other games outside of Mario that I liked. Like there was like a Fox game, like Star Fox.
Star Fox 64?
Yeah, well maybe that was 64 then. But yeah, I do feel like there was like a Fox game that
On
I
the
remember playing.
GameCube?
Yeah, it was on the GameCube. It was pretty good. There was a Legend of Zelda game, of course.
Yeah.
That's good too.
Right.
Even like Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah.
That's a good one. And even like Wario had a game too. Wario's
WarioWare.
World. Yeah. Yeah.
And
that
Wario Land.
Yeah, that one. That was a really good one. So
Right.
they had many good ones, but I think Mario Party was always my favorite
I
out of
know.
all of the consoles.
And now,
Like-
like, you can hear just like Mario Party 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were always fun. And then on the Wii, yeah, I would say definitely the Mario parties, of course, including. Let's see, I'm trying to think of what are some of my other favorite ones. Like, I even liked when they started bringing Sonic into it, like with the Olympic games.
Yeah.
Even though they're technically Sega, they're not Nintendo.
That's crazy.
But they started incorporating, like, so I kind of relate Sonic a little bit into Nintendo, even though I know people, I guess I was about to say nerds, but yeah, the people would be like, that's Sega, that's not Nintendo. But I really did like some of the
Right.
Sonic games.
Right, because when you look at the game or like even the pamphlet or whatever you call it, the book,
Yeah.
the case of the game, it's Sega. It
Yeah.
pretty much says Sega on it.
Yeah, so I'll throw in a little bit of Sonic sometimes because they're somewhat like Nintendo related, but they're not Nintendo.
Right, and then like you see the graphics on that, I'm like, this is definitely not Nintendo.
Yeah, I did like the music on there though too on Sonic. Whenever like the bonus round would come and you collect the rings, the little ring coins. Like to me, I love the music on Sonic.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think those are some of my favorite games. So I guess speaking of a game, I actually have a game for you, and I'm gonna answer as well. The game is called This or That, and I know y'all are probably gonna be thinking, didn't you play this with Devin before? And yes, I did. Me and Devin and Ruxar played a game of This or That not a few months ago. That was probably back in February.
Yeah.
And by the time y'all see this, it's gonna be October. So it's been a few 8 months or so. So it's time to play it again, but it's gonna be Nintendo edition.
Let's do it.
So I only have 25 questions, but I think we may get into a debate about a few of these. We may have different answers.
Right.
So
Well, let's get started.
all right, so here we go. So my first question is this: Mario or Luigi?
Mario.
I agree with you. I would say, even though sometimes I would like to play Luigi, but at the end of the day, Mario deserves his flowers. Like, he
Pretty
deserves
much,
the
'cause,
reward.
I mean, you think about it, like, when you hear Nintendo, you think Mario.
Yeah.
Like, you don't really hear Luigi as much. I mean, nothing against the brother, but, I guess Mario's just the highlight.
Yeah.
Like, even, like, like with Peach and Daisy and Yoshi and Donkey Kong. So, it's just Mario.
Yeah.
Like, you hear, like, when you hear a game or, like, Mario Party, Mario Golf, Mario Tennis.
Yeah.
Like, nobody else's name is in there but Mario.
That's true. So, yeah, you make a good point. And it's almost like Batman and Robin. Like, you don't say Robin Returns or Robin Begins. It's Batman Begins. Like, The Dark Knight. Like, you think of...
Spider-Man.
Yeah, like Spider-Man. You don't think of, like, the sidekick that's with them. Which,
Right.
Luigi, sorry, he basically is a sidekick.
Even with Sonic, it's just Sonic only. Like, there's no Tails, there's no Knuckles, there's no Amy, there's no Shadow, there's
Yeah.
no Silver, no Eggman.
Yeah, so yeah,
It's just
solely-
Sonic.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, so I think I agree with you on that one, that I'm Team Mario in this case.
Team Mario.
All right, so the next one is Peach or Daisy.
Ooh, that's kind of tough. I kind of been relating more to Daisy lately because she's more hyper and energetic, and nothing against my homegirl Peach. I love her, but like when you see Daisy doesn't get enough credit
Yeah.
now. Like they just put her in the new Mario Wonder game coming out, and Peach has been in like every spinoff, like almost every video game of Mario since the beginning. It's time to give Daisy some credit now.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know what it's about it, but her voice right now it just cracks me up.
Yeah.
Like when you hear Daisy, you think loud. When you hear Peach, it's more soft.
That's true. Yeah, now that I was thinking about Mario Tennis as you were talking, and I was picturing how both of them would like hit, and like you could, in real tennis, like people always had this like grunt, so they're like,
Mhm.
ugh, whenever they hit.
And Daisy was the one.
It's just hi, yeah, or whatever. You're like, whoa, Daisy, all right.
Yeah, and that's where she started at, was the Mario golf game. No, Mario tennis game.
Yeah.
And the 64. And
Yeah.
that's when we first noticed her. Even though it wasn't her voice like that it is now, but it's just something about her.
Yeah.
But yeah, right now I think I'm Team Daisy. I like Daisy.
Yeah.
I like Peach. Nothing wrong with her, but let's give Daisy some credit.
Yeah, I think it's time for Daisy to come stand out, and that it was like if she was a real person, I can just picture her like going home after Mario Tennis with like a sore throat because she's so loud, like you said.
Don't get me wrong. In the movie, Peach was really good. I really liked. She had more of Daisy's, her personality.
Yeah.
Because you think of, like Peach, I'm like, she's a damsel in distress.
Yeah.
So, and like, when you seen her in the movie, she's exactly how Daisy would be.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Peach like that? Like, Peach is just, she's just a princess and she always gets captured.
Yeah.
But actually, she's the one fighting Bowser. And I'm like, really?
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually going to agree with you on this, because if I picture myself in real life, I prefer a brunette over a blonde.
Yeah.
Anyways. Blondes are beautiful, but I feel like I don't know, something about a brunette I just like better. So I think I'm gonna go based off of that. I may say Daisy, and also she has a lot more of a personality than Peach.
She's just her voice is just so funny.
It's like Peach is the beautiful like princess,
right?
But Daisy is like the queen. I'm just kidding.
She is the queen of Sarasaland.
Yeah.
And Peach is the princess of Mushroom Kingdom.
All right, now look at you knowing your geography.
I'm trying.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much almost 30 years of this.
Yeah, I knew that Daisy had like a kingdom that started with an S, but you knew the exact name. Come on.
So hopefully they put her in the next movie.
Yeah.
So she needs to be in that movie.
All right, so this next one, phew, this one's a pretty intense one. Who's better, Yoshi or Toad?
Yoshi.
Okay, sure. I was about to say, I'm about to have to walk home if you say.
No,
I'm just kidding.
No, we already know Yoshi's been in since the beginning. I know Toad has been too, but it's just something about Yoshi, like being Mario's sidekick.
Yeah, so that was one thing I was disappointed about, which I don't think I'm giving away too many spoilers, but I was hoping that Yoshi would be with Mario in the movie. Like, I was hoping he was going to be his sidekick and walk with him throughout the time and all that, but it was Toad.
I think they're going more with the Yoshi's Island kind of like theme. Because, I mean, he wasn't in the movie at all. I mean, he was, but not the green one.
Yeah.
Like, the different color Yoshis were in it. But, of course, at the end, spoiler alert, even though you haven't seen it, if it's been a couple months, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Not. But, like, in the end, like, they show the green egg. So, of course, he's going to be in the spinoff.
Come on now.
So, but I think they're more going with the Yoshi's Island kind of like theme. Because, I mean, it's taking place in Brooklyn and, you got to put my boy in there. Come on, put my boy Yoshi in there.
I know,
like,
come on now.
Like, he's been in it since the beginning. Like, I just don't like what Mario did to him in the past. Like, you threw him off the cliff. And you made him fall. Like, why are you committing suicide to that boy? Leave him alone.
He was like the sacrificial lamb.
Right, leave him alone.
So he was always going through the dirty, like he was always going through the hard stuff, and Mario just uses him to get to his victory.
He was going through all that too much.
Like, he carried you on his back, Mario.
Exactly. To get you where you need to go, and then you just go on and let him go.
Yeah, I know that. Whenever he gets spooked, you don't go after him.
Right.
You just let him get spooked and run off. And it's
nothing
like,
against Toad and all. I'm okay without him. We gotta have Yoshi in there.
Yeah.
No cap.
Definitely Team Yoshi here.
Team Yoshi all the way.
Yeah, I can't steer away from I call him a friend, but even though he doesn't know me, but he's my friend.
He feels more than that.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, he's my spirit animal.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like, Yoshi, I get it. It's like, sometimes I'm hungry too. I just want to, sometimes I just want to put people in an egg and just like, you can stay there.
Right. So, question for you.
All right.
So, if you ever had the opportunity to go to the Super Nintendo land in California, If Yoshi was there, the actual mascot, would you hug him?
I probably would. I would be like, "Excuse me, kids." Like, I'm an OG. Like,
Right.
y'all, I've known him longer than y'all.
Exactly. I don't care. I'm a big kid. I'm there to see all the Nintendo characters.
Yeah, it's like, I know this is kind of off topic, but it's kind of like Toy Story. When Toy Story 3 came out, the adults were at the movie. The kids were
right?
The kids were there, okay.
Y'all don't know nothing yet.
But it's like, we were the 90s. Like, we knew Toy Story 1 and 2.
We grew up with that.
So when they said Toy Story 3, we said, all right, well, we're there.
Exactly. We grew up with that. So we know what we're about to see.
Yeah, hence why he was there 4 or 5 times seeing Mario.
Say that again.
So, so we're big kids at heart. So I like these topics because it makes me takes me back to when I was a kid.
Right. Like right now, like if even I had the opportunity to go over there, like I would even hug like Bowser Jr. or something like that. Like I would definitely Bowser Jr. Come on, that's my other boy too.
Yeah.
I like Bowser Jr. I love his voice. I love his outcome. Like I know he's a villain with Bowser and all, but I just want to squeeze him.
Yeah. Yeah, cute little pipsqueak.
Yeah, I know. It's just like you see him, I'm like, he's just a little baby.
So I would definitely be hugging Yoshi, and I could see you doing that as well.
Absolutely. I'll hug them all.
Yeah. So I'd probably have to wear this shirt too. I would almost wear the costume, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm that committed.
Mm-hmm.
So
if I had to, I will.
Yeah.
I definitely will.
I'd be like, Yoshi, I love you.
Right.
And they're like, I'm just here.
Right, like first I love you, I want to hug you, and then I want a photo.
Yeah. It's like I gotta document this memory.
Right.
This is like just as big as getting a picture with Big Al here
Exactly.
in Alabama.
Like it's something that's you're gonna be looking at in the past, and I mean in the future, and I'm like it's something I gotta have. Like I need it.
Yeah, it's like I gotta have it.
I gotta have it. Like if I didn't take the photo or video, did it even happen?
Yeah, exactly. So one day I hope it does happen to where I get the opportunity to go to Nintendo World.
Right.
I know right now that it's in LA and Japan, of course, but they are going to have one in Orlando here in the next year or so. So,
right.
So maybe we'll see about that. You never know. So,
exactly.
So that would be good. So here's the next question.
Let's go. Donkey
Kong or Bowser?
Wow.
I feel like they both can be really good, like, enemies, because when you think of the old Mario game, you know, that where he has Princess Peach and throws the barrels.
Yeah.
And that
Well, I guess if that depends if that's going into the past or to the present. So it's kind of like in the mix. Like,
yeah.
You know, when you think of like that, you just I don't know. That's got me kind of twisted right there.
Yeah, because it's like Donkey Kong is the original villain, but then nowadays when you think about the villain, you think of Bowser automatically.
Right, exactly. So I guess if I had to choose, I would choose Bowser.
I think I'd choose Bowser too. Sorry, Donkey Kong, but you have your good moments, definitely.
Right, like you know, like now they put him back in like the Mario Party games because
yeah.
I know like he got taken out. I think in 5.
Yeah.
5 through like 10 or something like that.
And he got like his own space.
Yeah,
too,
he
like,
had his own
Mario
his own space in Mario Party. So and then they just put him back in like Super Mario Party.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he was in one of the other ones on the Wii U. And yeah, so I mean, I guess they just wanted him back in it because I know he was originally in the Mario Party games.
Yeah.
Like he started out in 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Well, yeah, 4. So, but Bowser was always like the villain of those games, and is still the villain.
Yeah, so I think Bowser at this point, now that he's coming, he's just bigger and badder than Donkey Kong. So it's like, and Donkey Kong sometimes transitions over to being the good guy.
Exactly.
Sometimes, so I think Bowser is the ultimate villain.
Right,
so,
and he has his own games too, Donkey Kong.
Yeah, Donkey Kong, you got to be consistent.
Right, because you know they have like Donkey Kong Country and all the other old games. Of course, he partners with his pal Diddy Kong and Dixie Kong, and all the other Kongs.
And all the other Kongs.
But let me ask you this question.
All right.
So since you've seen the Mario movie, what'd you think of Donkey Kong in that movie?
I thought he was pretty good. I thought he had some funny moments.
Did you like his voice?
It was okay. I feel like it could have been better, but I feel like it could have been worse too.
What'd you think of Bowser?
I liked Jack Black as Bowser.
I do too. He was a good Bowser.
Yeah, I think he's got a good villain voice.
Right.
And I know everybody loves like the Peaches song, and
oh yeah.
I think he did that even good too. So
I think he was funny. Like, Jack Black is a really good actor, and he played Bowser really well.
yeah, I feel like they chose the perfect actor to be Bowser.
Right.
Like his voice fitted perfectly with
It fit really good.
like it matched like the character and the voice. Like it just was perfect. I think
Right.
that was probably the best casting that they did as far as like a character on the Mario movie. Like Chris Pratt, okay, like and all the other ones, but like I feel like Jack Black was like the perfect one to be Bowser.
Right, and even with Chris Pratt, like a lot of people were uncomfortable with him being Mario because they were like, the original voice, Charles Martinet, should have been Mario. But
Yeah.
they just got. I guess people got to understand he's older. He's an older actor, or
Yeah.
he's an older man, and just having that voice, constantly hearing that for like an hour or 2 hours or whatever, it can get a little overwhelming. But they might as well just have somebody who kind of will almost fit that spot to fit Mario. I mean, Chris Pratt wasn't really bad as the voice of Mario, because as the voice kind of developed, you kind of had to get used to it, because regardless of not, Nintendo was gonna have him because, you know, that was their choice of having him.
Yeah.
So obviously they knew what they were doing from the start.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, everyone just had to trust the process, and
Exactly.
and they made good money off of that
did.
movie. So
They did 1.3 billion in
Yeah.
sales,
Mhm.
and that wasn't even in a year or even 6 months.
Yeah, so that was really impressive that they were able to do that.
Yeah, well, I was kind of surprised somewhat here with there with the Barbie movie. This is kind of off topic, but even with the Barbie movie, I'm like, how did that even do like 1.4 billion or something like that?
Yeah, I know. I wonder if a lot of people went to go see that movie because it made them feel nostalgic as well, like, especially little girls that played with Barbie dolls. But then I heard that the movie was not really kid friendly.
It was okay. That's all I
Yeah.
can say. I mean, I think one time was probably enough.
Yeah,
It felt like it was kind of, I mean, yeah, I mean, if you did play with Barbie dolls, yeah, that's cool. But, like, I guess you gotta, like, fully, like, understand the movie to kind of, like, get it.
yeah,
So,
yeah. So, yeah, that just goes to show that even I guess just talking about the Barbie movie or even about Nintendo, it just brings you back to like nostalgic
yeah.
memories and all that. But yeah, I really do feel like that Jack Black was a good like person to be Bowser. So
He was the perfect guy to play Bowser.
yeah, I'm definitely Team Bowser on this one.
Yes.
Okay, so the next two questions are kind of like the extras. I call them the extras instead of like the main actors
Okay.
on like a movie. So, are you Team Koopa or Goomba?
I like the Koopas.
I like the Koopas too because they're very similar to like Yoshi in a way. Even though Yoshi, I mean, like they kind of have the same kind of look. And I don't know, something about a Koopa. I
Yeah.
like Goombas. I mean, they're okay. They like strawberries.
Right, and
Like-
you know, when you see a Goomba, they don't really voice. They just kind of like make little sounds.
Yeah, like, or whatever.
Right, exactly.
Or is that
And
Shy
then-
Guy?
Oh, the Shy Guy. Oh, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
But the Koopas, like, when you see them in the movie, like, they were really great in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
With the little voices that they had here and there.
Yeah, I do like Koopa too, so I'm right there with you.
Yes.
All right, so speaking of Shy Guy, Boo or Shy Guy?
Boo all the way.
Come on, Boo.
Even, like, growing up, I like to choose Boo.
Yeah.
Like, if I wasn't choosing Mario, I would always choose Boo. Like, in Mario Party 5, yeah, that's where he first came out as a playable character.
Yeah.
Like, I would always play Boo, because there was just something about him. I like playing him in Mario Party 5, 6, and 7. Like, I love, even 8. Like, I loved picking him,
Yeah.
because I just like being him and his sounds, his voice.
Yeah.
I just like being him. Like, when he didn't have like his own Boo space or anything like that, where you use still coins and stars. Like, I just like being him as a character.
Yeah, and then when King Boo came in, it's like,
Yes.
come on, King Boo, put that
Yes.
crown on where it belongs.
I know, right? And that's where King Boo started out. What, Mario Kart Double Dash?
I think so.
So,
Yeah.
but they didn't put the actual Boo in there. I'm like, what?
I know, it's like, how are you going to put King Boo and not Boo in
Well,
there?
I guess sometimes King Boo's gonna have his light too, right?
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Just like right now, like in Deluxe, like King Boo's in there, but not the regular Boo.
Yeah, I guess
But
the
he's-
stars can't be in every movie.
Yeah, I know, right? But he was in. He's an item though.
Yeah.
Like, he steals items.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And he
I
makes that
remember
little laugh. Yeah, he does that little laugh of his. I love
Yeah,
that.
I do like the Boo. The Boo. I like him better than the Shy Guys. Shy Guys are okay, but it's like,
Yeah, and even in the movie, like King Boo was in it.
yeah. It's like,
So,
all right, Boo.
I'm like, they're going on with King Boo now.
Yeah, it's like, come on, bring him in.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then nothing against Shy Guy. I love Shy Guys. Even in the movie, he was adorable.
Yeah.
Like, I love the little sounds that they made. It's like they definitely went back to the older games where he almost sounded like, because it almost sounded like him.
Yeah. Yeah, it really did.
So-
It's like, all right now.
Yes.
It's like somebody really perfected that one.
Is it me, or it's just the movie, like the graphics were just like out of this world?
They were really good.
Like-
but they took a long time to make it, and it was it all paid off.
I know, like, out of like all cartoon movies, I'm like, man, the graphics are just absolutely spontaneous.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was really good, and they worked really hard on it, as you can tell in the credits. So that
Right.
credit lasted forever.
I know.
But they had to give credit to everybody that helped be a part of making that movie such a phenomenon, or like just such a big success.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
yeah, so I'm definitely I definitely want to see it again. Hopefully soon I'll get
Well,
to
we should go see it again.
Yeah, so maybe we'll get that chance too.
Definitely.
For sure.
Definitely.
So
You know, I'm always down to see it more than once.
oh yeah, yeah, it's
It'd
definitely
be my 6th time seeing it. Let's go.
yeah,
Let's go. I just never get tired of it.
yeah, it never gets old.
Mm-mm.
So
I'll be
especially
looking.
since they made us wait for like at least a couple of years, like ever since we heard about it,
Right.
and then we're like, oh my gosh, like it's never gonna be here, and then it finally showed up.
Right. And it got delayed.
Mm-hmm.
So, because it was supposed to be in December of last year, but they postponed it to April.
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember
So
that.
it was Easter weekend when they played it.
Yeah.
So it was fine that they delayed it anyway, so that way they could work on it more.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes when a movie gets delayed, you know, it's because, you know, they need more time to work on it. And
Yeah.
it always pays off.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you've seen the way Sonic looked before he did. Like, a lot of fans were complaining about the way he looked. I'm like, he looks nothing like the video game.
Yeah.
But then, you know, when they said they're postponing the movie to work on his face again, I was like, that's more like it.
Yeah.
So even if movies get delayed, sometimes you have to give them time to let them do it, because it always comes out better.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, the hard work and even though it requires a lot of patience, but the long waiting it pays off.
Exactly.
And I'm glad it did for the Mario movie and even the Sonic movie too.
Yes.
So the next question that I have for you is Super Smash Brothers or Mario Party?
Ooh.
If you only had one game to play,
Well, does it matter what console?
no, yeah, I guess it's up to you.
That's just breaking me down right there. I mean, I love Smash Brothers Ultimate. I just can't stop playing that.
Well, I'll give you a console then. How about GameCube?
Okay, GameCube. Let's see. That was a Millie, and then the GameCube had 4, 5, and 6, and 7. So, I would definitely do Mario Party better.
Yeah, I love Mario Party. I just love like all the meeting games.
Exactly. But if I had to choose between Ultimate and Mario Party on there, don't make me choose.
Yeah.
Please don't.
That would be
Because
too hard.
That's tearing me down.
Yeah. So yeah, since I don't have the Nintendo Switch, I'll give you a pass on this.
Thank
one.
you.
So
I appreciate that.
I'll at least do the something that I'm familiar with. Because yeah, out of Super Smash Brothers and Mario Party, yeah, I'll probably choose Mario Party as well.
Team Mario.
Probably regardless of console, I just loved Mario Party. There's just so many games within the game that you can play.
Right.
And who can collect the most stars and coins.
Exactly.
And oh no, you're about to land on the Bowser spot or
I know.
Bowser Jr. spot in some
Right.
of the games.
Exactly. Exactly.
So yeah, I liked it. So next question is this: Mario Tennis or Mario Golf?
Doesn't matter on the console.
Let's go with 64 this time. Let's go way back.
Tennis.
Yeah, I loved the tennis one. Like like depending on the court that you play on, or you can do the 2 versus 2. Or,
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, the golf is fun, but like I feel like in real life, if I had to choose to play golf or tennis, I'd probably play tennis.
Right, and with golf, you gotta have patience.
Yeah, I feel like tennis is like nowadays. Like I even know it's not tennis, but you know, like how pickleball has been like a lot more popular, and I think of like tennis, like table tennis, ping pong, and all of that is like coming up.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I would probably choose Mario Tennis in real life, like as far as if I had to choose a sport, and on the video game. So
Right. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good.
all right, so the next question is this. I guess this would have to be Nintendo 64. So
Okay.
here's a console
Okay.
for you. All right, so Mario Kart or Super Mario 64? Now, the Super Mario 64, I'm guessing, is that one where he's got to save Princess Peach and
Yeah. And then he's swinging Bowser with his tail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one. Yeah.
And then you said Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, those are both my childhoods right there. Like I grew up playing 64.
I think I'm gonna go with Super Mario 64.
Yeah, because I mean, like even Mario Kart, like I mean, you race and try to beat the tracks, but I think I would do Super Mario 64.
Yeah.
Because I mean, even the music on there was like great.
Yeah. Yeah, I loved it too.
And then I think you had to collect 100 stars,
Yeah, well,
on there?
something like that.
or
Yeah.
it was 100 and something. But all I know, it was a challenge to do all that. So
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
But no, I like Mario Kart 64, but Super Mario 64 all the way.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So the next question is, would you rather play Donkey Kong 64 or Yoshi's Story? Or did you ever play either of the games?
Donkey Kong, not really. I did play Yoshi's Story a little bit, so
Yeah.
I probably would say that.
Yeah, I did like playing both, but I actually would probably say the Donkey Kong 64 just because like there was a battle game that you could play on there, kind of like I guess on maybe it's on Mario Party, or no, maybe not Mario Party. What is it? Mario Kart, I guess, where there's like a battle kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I would say maybe the Donkey Kong game I liked that idea. Is there was different characters you can be, like Donkey Kong, of course, Diddy
Yeah.
Kong, and I think there was Lanky Kong, Chunky Kong,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Tiny. Yeah, so
I
yeah.
had to get into those in order to like really know. But if anything, like I've said, I've mainly played Yoshi's Story
Yeah,
growing up, a little bit here and there. Donkey Kong, it was kind of hard to really get into.
yeah,
So-
yeah. There are some games that are a little bit harder to get into than others.
Right.
So another question that I have here, even though Mickey Mouse is not Nintendo, did you ever play like the racing game for Mickey?
Oh my gosh, I love that game.
Mickey's Speedway or
Like
something
USA,
like that?
yeah. I loved playing that game growing up.
I
Like,
guess.
that was like one of my favorite games on that system because like the music, and then just like I guess that's just one of his games that he mainly had. I know he had other games too, but that was like my go-to Mickey Mouse game.
Because it was on Nintendo 64, so that's why I'm going to ask this next question of, would you rather play Mickey's Speedway or US Speedway or Diddy Kong Racing?
Ooh. Oh man, that's tough right there too. I grew up playing all those.
Yeah.
Man, you're really taking me back here.
I think
Diddy Kong Racing.
Yeah, that's where I'm at, because I loved even the narrator on there. Like, I remember there was one course, it was called Dark Water Beach.
Yeah.
I just loved the way it's like, Dark Water Beach. Like, just the way they would say it.
Get ready.
Yeah, go. Yeah. It's like sometimes you're racing in the water. Like, I think you could fly.
You
Like
can-
some characters you can fly. There was a squirrel. I loved being that squirrel.
I think it was Conquer.
Yeah, and then there was the turtle on there.
Oh my
I
god.
loved the turtle.
Banjo Kazooie.
Yeah, Banjo. And he's
And-
like, Banjo.
And who was that? Oh, Rooster.
Oh, yeah, I remember. I almost said Foghorn Leghorn, but that's
And then
Looney
they
Tunes.
had the time clock on there too.
Yeah, I remember that. I loved the Diddy Kong Racing. I think that's probably my favorite one.
You remember the alligator?
Yeah.
He did exactly that. And then
Yeah.
the little mouse.
Yeah, that
something
little
like that.
Tipsy or something, whatever her name was. I forgot her name. But But yeah, I remember Conquer. That was the one I always chose. And every time when I would hit like the wall, he's like, meow! Like, he was like.
And then the crazy thing about that game is like you can either drive a car, you can ride a hover, or whatever, and then you can fly.
Yeah, I loved the flying one.
Yeah, like you had different options of how to drive.
Yeah,
it was cool. I'm glad they did something like that. Of course, Mickey Speedway, you just had the cart, but it was just that's just their idea of what to do or how to play the game.
Yeah,
stuff like that. But Diddy Kong Racing all the way. They should put that on the Switch to play again. But
yeah, bring it back.
Yeah, let people, because people like that game.
Yeah, that was a good like when you think of shows, like a spin-off show off of a show, like that's kind of what it reminds me of. It was like a really good, it didn't have to have Mario in it to make it good.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I liked Diddy Kong Racing. So, I know earlier we talked a little bit about Sonic. So my next question is this. Paper Mario or Sonic the Hedgehog? Like the one on 64?
I actually don't know which one that one is.
I think it's there was like a few different like green zones and like there's like different levels where you can like fly through a Sonic or you play Paper Mario.
Yeah, I did I don't know about the one on the 60. Oh yeah, I remember the 64. I'm thinking of Thousand Year Door.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
On the GameCube, which they're bringing back. But I never played the Sonic on the 64.
So I guess the Paper Mario would probably be your choice.
Yeah, if I had to choose, I had to choose that.
I think I would still, even though I've played both, I think I'd still choose Paper Mario.
The only game I played of Sonic on the GameCube was a racing game.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was, but I know you kind of like rode a snowboard or something like that.
Yeah.
A hoverboard. I don't know what you call it.
That sounds familiar.
I can't remember the name, but all I know is I know it was on the 64.
Yeah.
So it's been a minute.
Yeah, so yeah, I think I'm definitely team Paper Mario.
Yes.
So next question on Mario Kart, would you rather have a red shell or a banana?
Red shell.
Me too, because for sure when you throw that red shell, more than likely it's going to hit the person.
Exactly, if they don't have anything guarding it.
Yeah, that banana could be good, like if you want to hold on to it in case if someone's about to hit you with a red shell.
That's right.
But I don't know, I'd rather just the red shell. I'm all with you on that.
Right.
Okay, so this next one, it's really good. To me, I feel like there's good things about both. Would you rather have a blue shell, like where you can hit first place, or would you rather have the lightning thing and shrink everybody?
Lightning.
Yeah, for that very reason.
You got the better advantage of getting ahead.
Yeah, you get to shrink everybody and you get to just run ahead.
Right.
Smush somebody. So,
right.
Yeah, I like the lightning as well.
Right.
Okay, so Mario Kart, would you rather play on Choco Mountain or Rainbow Road?
You said on the 64?
Yeah.
Rainbow Road.
Yeah, I think the Choco Mountain I think it was on like the Wii also. They ended up doing it on there. Or is that with the rocks falling off the side of the mountain?
Yes.
Yeah, I liked Rainbow Road. I mean, well, it was more frustrating to play Rainbow Road, but the visuals of Rainbow Road looked better.
Yeah.
Than Choco Mountain.
For real. Yes, it did.
All right, so another course question on Mario Kart. Would you rather do the Calamari Desert or Moo Moo Farm?
Calamari Desert.
Yeah, I liked something about the Moo Moo Farm. I liked, even though I liked the music on the desert one better.
Yeah.
But I liked Moo Moo Farm, even though sometimes I would get frustrated, like, all right, cows, get out of the way.
I know, they would be in the way. And all that.
Or the Monty Moles or whatever that would pop up. I think that popped up on the Wii one. I don't think it did on the 64 one, of course. But yeah, I think I liked Moo Moo Farm in this case. All right, so the next question is a Sonic question.
Ooh.
Sonic or Knuckles?
Sonic.
Yeah, and kind of like the same reason, like with Mario and Luigi, kind of like Mario's the headliner.
Sometimes you had to think about that one because, like, if you're not like really involved with it,
yeah,
like you think of Knuckles, I'm like powerful. You think of Sonic, of course he's powerful, but gotta go fast and you're too slow.
Yeah, yeah, I like Sonic too. I think my favorite character was Tails. I liked Tails.
Yeah.
And I just watched the second one, the second Sonic, not so long ago. And when I saw Tails on there, I was like, yes.
Right.
So there he is.
Same for Knuckles.
Yeah, exactly. I liked the Knuckles, Idris Elba or whatever played Knuckles. I was like, he was good
Yeah.
playing Knuckles.
Right.
All right, so next question is this. Kirby or Pikachu? I bring up Pikachu since he was on Super Smash Brothers.
Right. Wow. It's kind of like almost playing like all their video games.
Yeah.
Kirby.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you have a better ability with like using him, and then like swallow him, and then you get to use other people's abilities.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you get to use their powers and
Right.
all that while you're wearing a little costume.
Whatever they had best, I guess, for Pikachu would be Pikachu, the little lightning bolt.
Yeah.
So Mario would be a fireball, Luigi would be a fireball, Bowser would be like fire.
Yeah.
And it's crazy for like someone small like him could swallow something so big.
Yeah, I know he's powerful.
Yeah. He survived like in Smash Brothers than anybody else did not survive.
Yeah, that's true. So I'm definitely Team Kirby on this one as well.
Yeah.
But I don't think I would want to be near him if I was like in person
I know,
with him,
right?
just because I think he would swallow me and they're like, oh.
I know, kind of like Yoshi.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, the ground pound, when Kirby ground pounds, like he can be anything like a big brick or like one of those like spiky thingies or.
Right.
So I liked Kirby. He's got more abilities, I guess.
Right.
And he can steal other people's too.
Exactly.
So Mario Party, would you rather play a 4-player mini game or a 2 versus 2 mini game?
4-player.
Me too.
I think they're more fun.
I like the battle ones, like whenever those would randomly happen. It's
Yeah.
like, yes! Like, everyone throw your coins in.
I know,
Whoever
right?
gets first place, you get all those coins. And
I know, like, even the ones in the past, like, sometimes you would have to throw stars in.
yeah, you would.
Like-
like a duel.
The older Mario parties were the savage ones, where, like, if you dueled somebody, you would lose a star and coins.
Yeah.
Not just, like, coins.
Yeah, it's like they were heartless.
Yeah, they were really heartless. They didn't care. Like, even the Bowser back then, like if you went to him, like, you would lose, like, almost half your money.
Yeah.
Or even, like, lose your items, or, like, you even lose a star sometimes. I'm like, this Mario Party is savage.
Yeah, it's like they were heartless.
Yeah, Hudson did really good back then with Mario Party.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I agree. So, I like the 4-player mini games as well.
yes.
So, I do have 5 more questions that I want to ask you.
Let's do it.
So, my next question is this. What console had the better games? GameCube or Wii?
That's a good question. GameCube or the Wii?
I know I'm kind of torn as well.
I would probably say the GameCube. I like the GameCube.
I feel like I get more nostalgia feelings out of playing the GameCube because it's like this takes me back to when I used to go play games all the time
Right.
when I was a kid or a teenager. But the Wii came out when it was closer to the end of my childhood and the beginning of
Right.
my adulthood.
Right, we were in high school.
Yeah.
literally back then.
So I think I would probably choose GameCube, had the better games just because I enjoyed it during the time that it came
Right.
out. But I
Exactly.
do love the Wii too.
Right.
But I think I'm here for the GameCube.
All the way.
So here's another game. Did you ever play Super Mario Sunshine, by the way?
A little bit, yes.
Okay, so I hopefully you've played the other game. But would you prefer Super Mario Sunshine or Super Mario Galaxy?
I don't know what the deal was with me not really getting into that.
Yeah.
But I guess if I had to choose, I'll probably choose Sunshine.
Yeah.
Because I don't know why I couldn't really get into Galaxy.
Yeah, I did like the Galaxy only because there was this big, like, fat purple star on there.
Yeah.
He would always make these sounds like, ooh.
The Lumas.
Yeah. So I think I would probably choose the Galaxy only because I like the whole, like, storyline of it all and the characters on there.
Right.
I do like on the Sunshine one, there's that, what are they called, Piantos or something like, it's like this big, like, or
Right.
whatever.
They were in Mario Baseball.
Yeah.
They weren't in tennis, no.
Mm.
I think mainly in baseball.
Yeah, I think mainly that's where they were at. So yeah, I think that's where I stand on that one. So the next question is this: the Mario Sonic Olympic Games or Mario Baseball?
Baseball.
Yeah, I did like the baseball ones for sure. I did enjoy the Olympic ones too, but
Especially the ones, well, those were the only two, the ones on the GameCube and the Wii. They both were really good.
yeah,
So, but I think the GameCube one was probably top tier.
yeah,
So,
very true. So I agree with you on that one.
yeah.
So the next question is Luigi's Mansion or Wario World? Or maybe Wario Land. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Well, I played both games, but I couldn't really get into Luigi's Mansion like that either. So I probably would choose Wario Land.
Yeah, I think I'll probably go with Luigi's Mansion because I feel like it was pretty good, but it definitely wasn't as good as like the actual Mario games. But
Yeah.
but I did like the Luigi game, Luigi Mansion. Like he had to save Mario, and he actually got to be the hero for once.
Exactly. I think that's probably why they did that too.
Yeah.
So that he could have his turn.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, you step up to the plate and you,
Right. Exactly.
you say you're a hero, prove it.
Now, have you ever played the WarioWare games?
I don't think I have ever played it.
Yeah, they're kind of, it's like little small games here and there. Like you would have to beat it in a certain amount of time. And then you would just kind of like, you know, if you did it, you passed. If not, then you would have to try again.
It reminds me of that. Is there a place on Super Smash Brothers where you had to do that basically? Like where it would show like a X if like you didn't,
Yeah.
like if you didn't look out for that thing that came running across the screen, like you had to jump over it.
Yeah, something
Or
like
the little
that.
rain thing, you had to be under the umbrella.
Yeah.
And yeah, I forgot which one is on. Maybe the GameCube one, Melee or whatever.
Yeah, Melee.
Yeah, I think that's the one that was on. So that's what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
It's probably that same thing. But,
Probably.
So yeah, I guess I know what you're talking about, but I've never actually played the actual game.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
all right, so here's my final question, and to be honest, I think you already answered this one, but I'm gonna ask anyways.
Let's do it.
All right, so Mario Kart Wii or Mario Kart Double Dash?
I don't know why. Like, if I did answer this, it's like they're both good.
Yeah.
But I think Double Dash was my favorite because you had two people on one cart.
Yeah,
And
you get
better
to swap.
advantage. You got to swap your characters, and the Wii was good, but I think Double Dash was way better.
Yeah,
Because like they had the creative idea of having two people in one car, and then just something about it. It was just like definitely nostalgic, and it was just a really great game.
yeah, I agree with you. I think that's where I'm going with too, just because you got to have the two characters. See, in that game, I never really chose Yoshi. I always chose Toad and Bowser Jr. For some reason. I was always them.
And you had the choice of like either or cart.
Yeah, I did like that you got that choice, and then and I think just the idea of, like you say, you get the big variety of characters, and you get the variety of like different cars you can use,
And the variety of their items.
Yeah, so I did like that. We used to play that when I was younger a lot.
Right. So I mean, like, say Baby Mario for an example. He had that dog.
Oh yeah.
And like they would ride like constantly, like until like the thing ended, and they would like scream, having fun, you know. And then Bowser Jr., for another example, he had the big shell.
Yeah.
The same as Bowser. But you know, everybody had their own different kind of item that they had. So, which was really cool in that, because we didn't have that, but Double Dash did.
Yeah, exactly.
So definitely Double Dash.
Yeah, I think that was a good answer, and I'm gonna co-sign that one and agree with you, just because I think it's the one that makes me feel more like a kid than the Wii one. So so yeah, that's all the questions I had on here, people. It was definitely a fun topic. I definitely enjoyed talking about Nintendo. I think it was a long time coming. I never thought that I was going to talk about this, but then I was thinking, like, you know, that was a big part of my childhood, and definitely a big part of yours, and it's still a part of your life.
Yeah.
And of course, part of mine, just not as big as it used to be when I was like a kid and had more time to be involved with it. So I definitely enjoyed talking about Nintendo. So I'm glad that you were willing to talk about it. And
oh yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad.
thank you for letting me in your car again to do this podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. No problem. No problem.
So, anyways, everybody, I hope that y'all enjoyed this topic. And whether you're watching or listening to this, I definitely appreciate your support on YouTube or even the podcast streaming platforms as well. So, anyways, everybody, I hope that y'all have a good rest of your day or night, depending on when you're watching or listening to this. And I will see y'all in the next episode of Not Your Average Joel. I'll talk to y'all later.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to another episode of Not Your Average Joel. You should know the drill by now, but just in case if you don't, my podcast is available not only on YouTube, but also on most podcast streaming platforms, my Instagram page at Not Your Average Joel Podcast, and I'll also have a website that you can visit at NotYourAverageJoelPodcast.com. My episodes will be coming out every Wednesdays going forward, so be sure to come back next Wednesday for a new episode. Thank you once again for your support, and I will talk to y'all in the next episode of Not Your Average Joel. Goodbye.